All right, let's go to the phone line. We've got Mike from Arizona joining us again. Hello, Mike. Welcome back to the program.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are
Doing
you,
great.
man?
I just wanted to call and let you guys know how the Buckeye investigation went, the Buckeye jail.
Oh, yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. A couple investigators had some pretty wicked experiences. One of them was grabbed, and they certainly freaked out. So
Really?
that was interesting. The one thing I saw that was pretty cool was we were in the most active cell. They call it the most active cell. We were looking out the window and saw a shadow go past the window, and then look in the window again, and then zip away just inhumanly fast. I couldn't believe it. Unfortunately, I thought I was gonna catch. I thought I caught it, but my camera it's only low light, not full spectrum. But I was looking at that ghoststop.com at the full spectrum, and I think I might get it.
Yeah, and Sean's great with that stuff. I've got a bunch of cameras from him. They're just phenomenal.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I tried to call earlier to win a shirt, but every single time you do the shirt thing, I don't get in. It's like, darn.
You know, while we've got you on the phone, we do have your EVP that you sent in. Jason and I,
great. I was going to ask you
well,
about
Jason and I were debating whether to play it. EVPs are so tough to play on a radio program just because
But-
of, you know what it's like.
But I did hear, honestly, Jimmy didn't even tell me what I was looking for, and I did hear what was said on that. And feel free to play it, Jim, and we can ask a question on it.
Let's do this. Let's play it. We're not going to say what it says, and let's see if people in the chat room can pick up what it says and give us some answers before we reveal what Mike has heard and what we actually heard as well, Jay. Okay,
Yeah,
how's
let's
that
do it.
sound? All right, so here's the EVP
Sounds
that
great.
Mike sent in. Okay, so when Mike sent it to us, he repeated the key part of it several times there at the end. So, Slick, you watching the chat room to see if we get anybody? I'm going to play it again, just so folks have another opportunity to listen and listen very carefully, because it's the soft. The volume of the actual EVP is very soft. So let's try it here one more time here. Okay. So, anybody in the chat room get this?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it actually sounded pretty good too. It's easy for me though. I've got it right here in my headphones.
All right, so we have people who believe it says calzones. We have people who believe it's saying get away.
Something here. Who's here?
Honestly,
get away.
All right. So without ruining for everybody, when Jimmy had first played it for me, the first thing I heard was guilty on it. Now, is that what you heard, Mike?
Absolutely, yeah, I was guilty.
Okay. So now everybody out there,
it's a whisper.
Everybody out there listening, we'll play it again, Jim. Now that I've said that, you'll hear the whisper, and it sounds like saying guilty.
Okay, here it is.
So I definitely heard guilty.
So what was the environmental factors of surrounding that EVP when you caught it? What was going on? Because you hear somebody talking in the background right after the EVP.
We were upstairs in the office, and they had an array of medical files just kind of laid out on the ground, some in boxes, and they were just reading some of the files out loud. And it's weird because this is at Sunkist, where they used to do a bunch of citrus work with oranges and all kinds of different things. So that was something I would more expect to catch at the jail, but we end up catching it at the orange factory.
Yeah, were you able to find any context where the word guilty made sense?
Unfortunately, no. It was just one of those really random words that just came out of nowhere, and I can't imagine why.
Yeah, and you can hear it's a
lawsuit to an injury.
Yeah, and you can hear it's a drawn out breath. And for everybody out there who's listening, and I see you guys piping up, and some people are saying Gilly, which it very possibly could be Gilly, could be a name, could be something of that nature.
Yeah.
But
it really
it's just investigating for so long and being so used to listening to audio, usually you can pick out the words. So I know some of you out there are having more of a hard time hearing it, and feel free to download the show after and listen to it closer, because we're playing it in top-notch audio, so you guys can listen to the EVP and play it as many times as you want after you download the show. But, it's just years of training yourself to hear those things, I think, is what makes it easier for us to decipher. Because there's a lot of background noise. There's a lot of other sounds. There's people talking. And you need to just be, I guess it's just more used to knowing what you're looking for.
Sean Porter, our sponsor from Ghost Stop, has checked into the chat room, and Mike, he wants to give you a Ghost Stop shirt and hat. So before you hang up, Alex or Slick Eddie will take your information and we'll pass it on to Sean. Thanks for doing that, Sean. That's very generous of you.
Yeah, and
thank you so much. That's very nice.
There's a $499 shipping charge. So no, no. Sean would never do that. Trust me.
Mike, I want to ask you more about the recording, the EVP. Did you alter it? Obviously, you edited it, so it repeated a few times at the end. But did you do anything else to alter it?
What I did, I'm also a music producer, and I used my Fruity Loop Studio, and I had to search for the EVP, and I cut it out, and I enhanced the audio by just raising the volume, and then using a slicing tool, I sliced out the EVP and just copy-pasted it a couple of times with a space in between.
Okay, so you didn't add any filters. You didn't add any filters or anything to it. And raising the dB on it is perfectly fine. It's when you start adding filters is when sounds change.
Right. And
exactly. I don't want to change the sound.
Did anybody else capture anything else in the form of other evidence that might have occurred right at the same time that would kind of corroborate there was something else going on?
I don't know about the Sunkist, honestly, but at the Buckeye jail, me and another investigator named Tina, we were able to catch an EVP say no, and we caught it at the same time.
Okay. Well, it would be.
Her reply was, "Would you make a?" Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Finish what you're saying.
Oh yeah, there's a delay, so it's really hard to tell when someone's talking. I'm sorry. There was. Now I'm trying to think of what I was just saying.
Well, okay, then if you got to take a minute and think. Some people did make some good calls in the chat room as well, saying maybe it's saying Gilly and things. You said that there were medical files all over the floor, right?
Yes, there were medical files. I don't know if Gilly was a name that was there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it would be interesting to check that out and see if maybe there might have been a name Gilly or something similar to that, because
I know that the cops crew.
Yeah.
Sorry. I know that the cops crew did take a bunch of files back to just research and look through the names and stuff. Obviously, because they're going to return them.
Yeah.
But they're actually going to look through, and I can ask one of them who's going through it if a Gilly actually pops up.
Well, yeah, and I think it's important. It's like when we investigated Alcatraz, we caught this voice saying Harry Brunette. And I'm thinking, all right, well, it was saying it's Chris Williams is around. She's a Harry Brunette, but it didn't click. It didn't click Harry Brunette as a person until all of a sudden, the numbers that were after it that we caught in the EVP as well were his actual prison numbers. So it was, so he said his name and then said these numbers after it. So I'm thinking Harry Brunette. Why is he talking about a Harry Brunette and then throwing out these numbers? Well, but when we put it together and we realized, oh wait, these numbers are prison numbers of a guy named Harry Brunette. So it's like, oh my God.
That's really cool.
So it's one of those things where you just don't think about it, and then all of a sudden it's like common sense kicks in, and oh damn, there we go.
Yeah. It's interesting you brought that up, because it reminded me of an episode of Ghost Hunters when you guys, I can't remember the place off the top of my head, but it was a moment when Britt was standing in front of a closet, and there's a whisper, and the cameraman's microphone caught it. And during analysis, she said it sounded like someone saying Amy, but I was listening to it. It really sounded like Mommy to me. So,
yeah, possible. And that's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we never like to tell anybody what we're letting them hear. Because we want them to listen to it and draw their own conclusion. Because the minute I say, "Oh, it sounds like this," well, that's what you're going to hear.
Oh, absolutely.
So
power of suggestion.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for the call, man. Greatly appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sending in the EVP. That was awesome. We really enjoyed that.
Thank you for playing it and sharing it. I appreciate that.
Okay, Mike, take care.
Have a good night, man.
That's cool. I love it when people send stuff like that in and we get a chance to share it with everybody and talk about it. And EVPs can be really, really tough to hear just in general, but trying to do it through a broadcast system on the internet can make it even more challenging. But I could hear that one, and I think some of the folks that are listening could as well, based on some of the chat comments.
Oh, absolutely. And it sounded crystal clear to me. So, yeah, and like I said, everybody can download the show after and honestly play it as much as they want and try to clean it up and so forth. The quality from the show is high anyways, so them downloading it, they'll be able to do whatever.
Yep.